Matt Damon ought to be the actor who played in such movies as the Bourne trilogy and the upcoming The Martian, is responsible for something called Project Greenlight, a program he established with his longtime friend Ben Affleck to give unknown filmmakers a chance to gain spotlight through a great budget and great support. In a conversation with filmmakers, including Effie Brown, who made, among other things, Dear White People and 17 other films, Matt Damon attempted to explain diversity to this successful black female filmmaker, and basically says we're not talking about diversity in behind the camera, but in casting. And for him to say that made him look like the stupidest person on earth. Hollywood has a tremendous diversity problem, and what Damon did, just by opening his mouth for that long, we show why the diversity problem exists, because people like Damon and Ben Affleck work with each other, they're friends, they hire their friends who look like them, and they don't want to hear bringing in somebody who doesn't look like them because they don't have black friends. And that's really what it boils down to. What Matt Damon said was basically this: look, I really don't want to think about that, and let me correct you on what diversity really is and what we're talking about here, because the bottom line is I don't want to think about it because I don't want to have any responsibility for doing it. That's really what he said. What he did, however, in opening his mouth, was really shine a light on a problem that has been boiling to the surface for a few years now, but never hit a Twitter trend until today. So thanks, Matt, for being stupid enough to open your mouth and say what we all really have supined for so long. I've always said that blacks need to start their own businesses. We said that way back in segregation times. I want to put a fine point on this, folks. I am not an Afrocentric person, but at 53, after going through years and years of seeing the same type of behavior and the same type of crap, most of my friends have been white, okay, and still are. But the bottom, and my friends get it. I don't have white friends who don't get it. I'll just be very blunt with you. I have some very smart and with it white friends. I don't have that problem. But that doesn't mean the problem doesn't exist around the world and in the United States, and it does. And Matt Damon shows that. There's no reason why we have to be in a situation where I have to say, okay, if white people are going to hire white people for white companies, then blacks should hire black folks for black companies. That's the logical end game, right? What you want to say is, hey, it doesn't matter what color a person is. It's the best person. The problem is that when a white person says it's the best person, when they make that statement, generally they use that as a cover for someone who's white. And psychologically, some of us have been brainwashed to think that someone white is necessarily better than someone black by image. That's the real problem. That's a problem with black folks, a problem with white, Asians. You know, hey, look, I'll be very blunt with you. It's even bigger problem among the Asian community, and it has manifested itself in many different ways that go beyond this video. We have to get beyond the idea that competence goes with color. It doesn't at all. You give anybody the right resources and they will produce the best product. That is a proven fact. Matt Damon should know that.